Hello everyone, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. But this is no ordinary video. This is the 5-year anniversary video. Yes, I first started doing this 5 years ago, August the 16th, 2018. And of course it is now August the 16th, 2023. So yes, I've been doing this for 5 years, and believe it or not, I am just as enthusiastic, if not more, than I was when I started this 5 years ago. So I don't see any signs of me stopping this anytime soon. I am going to continue with it. I do enjoy it. I love helping people and spreading this information. Video down below by giving it a thumbs up. And now on to the topic. The narcissist is miserable without you. And I know for many of you that may be quite hard to believe. You may wonder, how can they be miserable without you? Because you've gone on to their social media, you've seen all of these pictures and videos, and they look so happy without you. You see these forced smiles, this fake laughter. They're with their new supply. They go into all of these places, nice restaurants. They're holding hands, walking on the beach. They're doing all of these typical romantic things. And they're giving the new supply everything that you wanted from them. Everything that you waited for. But they lied to you, they future faked you, and then they gave it all to the new supply, although it appears. Because the reality is that no, they're actually not happy without you at all. They're actually very miserable without you. And this is a fact, because there is one thing we all have in common as human beings, and it is just the way that we are designed. Yes, we may have empathy. Narcissists may lack empathy, but that does not mean that they don't have any emotions. That does not mean that they do not suffer. Just as if you were to do it, if you were to do the very things that they did to you, you would feel how they feel. And how they really feel is not good. And in fact, it's potentially 100 times worse for them. Because of how they portray the false image, they don't accept the shame, they run from it, they don't want to deal with it, they don't want to process the emotions. But you cannot run from that. You cannot run from that. It will catch up to you. They can try to fight it, they can try to deflect it away, they can shift the blame onto you, they can start smear campaigns and stupid networks, they can do all of these things. But that does not make a difference. The shame will continue to build up inside of them. And they will not feel good about it. I can't really describe exactly how they might feel, but I know it's not good. I know it's really bad. And I can look back from my own experiences where I did things that I wasn't proud of. And I look back and I think, okay, maybe I wish I didn't do that. Maybe that was wrong, because I do have empathy and compassion for other people. I can feel other people's pain. So, of course, there are times in my life, many times, where I have felt a lot of guilt, a lot of shame as a result of my own actions. And of course, at times I took full responsibility for things that maybe I shouldn't have, although I did play a part in it. And we should always take responsibility for where we find ourselves, because that is the only way that we can fix it. That is the only way that we can process the emotions that come along with it. But if you just imagine, if you just think back and remember one of the worst things you ever did in your life, something really bad, and you know it was wrong. You know that you shouldn't have done that. Remember how that made you feel. You felt the shame. You felt the insecurity. It didn't feel right to you. And for narcissists, you have to multiply that shame by 100 times. And then you will understand how they feel every day. Because these types of people, they can never really be happy. They don't get that sense of well-being that we get just from doing nothing. Just from being ourselves, just from talking, connecting with other people, being authentic, being real. No, they don't get that at all. They don't get to experience that. And you should already know that when you were in a relationship with them, you could not connect to them emotionally. It's like there was a blockage between you and them. You couldn't understand them and they couldn't understand you. And I believe that a big part of that is because of the shame. They run from the shame when in fact the very thing that you need to do is practice acceptance, radical acceptance, and just say, okay, this happened. There's nothing we can do about it now. It's taken place. What are we going to do now? How are we going to move past it? If reality and the truth is so important, and the future is so important, then what are we going to do now? And that is the mindset that you need to have, especially with the things that they did to you. You need to have that mindset that, hold on, I'm just going to open my umbrella. It's raining pretty heavy down there. I think it's about to come over this way. Look at that, you can see the rain just there, and it's not raining on me yet. Oh wait, it's coming. Yeah, it's got you now. It took a few seconds to get to me. But as you can see, it's here now. But there's something about it. I think it's quite beautiful in the rain. Yeah, I like this park because, you know, I do come here quite often. But yeah, that's really what we have to do, is practice radical acceptance. Feel the fear, feel the shame, and do it anyway. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, you're going to feel pain. Yes, you're going to feel a knot in your stomach. But You know what? That's much better than living a life full of misery and pain. Living a life where you will never be happy. It's much better than doing that. You have to accept it and let it go. You have to accept it and let it go. And I'm not justifying what you've experienced, what was done to you. No, I'm not justifying that at all. But the more that you label it and identify with it, it's only going to control you for the rest of your life. Remember, as William Shakespeare said, nothing in this life is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. And I'm not saying that what happened to you was not bad, but you have to reframe it. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to let it go. You're never going to be able to move past it, and it's going to forever control you and weigh you down. And just look at it, that's exactly what narcissists do. That's exactly what narcissists do, and that is why they'll never be happy. They will never get to experience real love, intimacy, a deep emotional connection with anyone. They will never get to experience any of that, and that is why. That is why. And I can tell you, earlier in my life, there were times when I always felt miserable. I felt a lot of shame. You know, it's only the last few years since I started studying narcissism and I had my spiritual awakening. That is when a lot of suppressed memories started to come up, and I would just accept them and let them go. Not even label them. You don't have to look around and see the perpetrators as these evil demons, monsters. Because if you do that, you're just giving them power over you. They're just further going to control you. And you're going to be further victimized. It's not going to do any good for you. This is the secret to true happiness. It's accepting it and letting it go. Letting go of the resistance. Because what you resist persists, which means that it's never going to end. It's always going to be like that. And yeah, what this means is that narcissists, they will always be miserable. Of course, if they did just accept it and they let go of the resistance, by doing that, yes, then they would finally be able to experience real love, real intimacy, a real connection. That all comes from letting go of the resistance. But I think they hold on because deep down they believe that they're never going to experience that. And the crazy part about it is, by just accepting those feelings and emotions of never being able to experience it, that is the very thing that would lead them to it. As crazy as it sounds, that is the truth. If they would just let go of this idea of them not being good enough, of them being unlovable, and if they just looked at themselves in the mirror and said, you know what, maybe I'm not anything special, maybe I am nothing, so what? Let's start now. Let's try to be better. Let's try to be something more. As you can probably see, I am soaked. I am soaked. Woo. Wow. And you know what the crazy thing is? I already knew it was going to rain. I saw the clouds coming over, heard the thunder. I came here to do a video. I thought, if it rains, it rains, who cares? It'll make it more interesting for this 5-year anniversary video. But that's just it, this is a perfect example. Just let things be. Let things happen, take place naturally. Yes, you might get wet, it may feel uncomfortable, but that's okay. Feel the discomfort, feel the pain. That's something that you should definitely do. It will be good for you. Then you will be able to move past it. But narcissists, no, they're not going to do that. And I know it's crazy because, yes, as I said, all they have to do is just let go of that resistance. And just look at themselves and just say, okay, maybe I am nothing. Maybe I am no good. That's really a good starting point for anyone. Because once you accept that, that should be a motivation. Okay, let's be better. But when you have this ego, you think it's so important, you're better than everyone, you can't grow with that mindset. You're just going to stay the same in life. And that's no good. But narcissists, why do they do this? Why do they let go? Why do they hold on to the resistance? Of course, the reason why is because, yes, to be fair, they have experienced some things that led them to be very paranoid and unable to trust people. Yes, that may be true. It made them think that people are out to get them, so they have to get them first. It made them think that the world is unfair to them. The world is not a safe place. So you have to cheat, you have to lie, you have to steal. You have to do all of these things. You have to deceive. Because they have this mindset that they're ahead of everything. They're smarter, they're more intelligent, they're better, they're more ready than everyone else. And they have to put themselves in that position where they're always... Sadly, for these reasons, that's why they will change. Because they don't want to deal with that pain and discomfort. You can. I highly advise you to forgive yourself and forgive the narcissist. It doesn't matter what they've done. It doesn't matter how bad it was. This is about you. This is about you freeing yourself, moving on, growing and becoming the best version of yourself. You can't become yourself if you're holding on to the past. You're forever going to be stuck there. So you have to let it go. Many of us have done that. I've done that myself. Of course, many times I have processed my childhood traumas. That doesn't mean that it doesn't come up sometimes, that I still feel some mild discomfort. No, of course not. But at this point, I'm able to work through it. I feel it and then I let it go. That's what you have to do to heal. And when you do that, you will feel happy. You really will. You'll feel good about yourself 99% of the time. And often for no reason at all. For no reason at all, even if you don't have anything or anyone. You can still feel good, you can still feel happy. That doesn't mean that you'll want to spend the rest of your life alone, of course not. When you're happy, you decide to make other people happy too. So, yeah, it's all around a very good thing for society. When people are happy, they're more productive, they're more compassionate, they're just better people all around. So, yeah, this is the problem with the narcissist. They can't let go of the resistance. But for you, I advise you to give people what they need. That's how you let go of the resistance. Recognizing that maybe you too. Because that's it for a lot of people. They look at it like they may want something, but then they feel like it's something they could never obtain. So then they push it away or they bury it beneath them. When the reality is that if you just let go of the resistance and you accept it, you accept that you want it and then you let it go, that is the best chance you'll ever get at manifesting it into reality. What's blocking these things from coming into fruition is your own resistance. And same with the narcissist, it's their own resistance, of course. That's all they ever wanted. Just something real. But like anyone, they wanted it a lot and they resisted it, they buried it beneath them. Because they were told that they are unlovable. That's the message that they got in their childhood. And they resisted those emotions. That's not what you should do. Of course, there's plenty of things in my life that have told me you're unlovable, you're useless, you'll never be anything, you're a pile of shit. So all of this, of course. There's plenty of things in my life that have told me that. And I just had to accept it. Instead of fighting it, pushing it away, I just thought, okay, what if it's true? What if I am that? Now what? What do we do now? Of course, what I can do is accept it and then just try to be the best person. And look at it like, because it's the truth. The person that you are today. I read an article that said that every cell in our entire body regenerates after 3 years. You will feel much happier, you will feel much better about yourself, and you will have more to give to other people, the people you care about. This is why, unfortunately, yes, narcissists, they will always be miserable. Just go to them and tell this acceptance. Focus on moving forward in your own life. You just have to focus on that. You can't change other people. So yeah, that's the message for this 5-year anniversary video of Narc Survivor. Thank you all for joining me. If it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe, share the video. One-on-one coaching you can book on my website. It is narcsurvivor.co.uk. And check out my Instagram as well, Narc Survivor YouTube and Instagram. New pictures and videos of my travels every day on there. Thank you all for joining me, and I will talk to you soon.